Thank you so much for the 11 months, mate. Diolch yn fawr iawn. There's below with the kapoi. I love the kapoi still get used. They are basically history of the channel at this point. It's glorious. Right. Well, if I build this, it's going to take up quite a lot of room, but the base will be down here. So I can prepare for that by placing down some insulation. Except it is going to dump a lot of heat into this area, isn't it? I am going to have to go through the abyssalite, sadly. That will also take up all of my steel. I don't know what we're going to do with that. Webster, thank you very much for the Prime sub. And, yes, Kiwis Can Fly for the 200 bits. You have just started a hype train. Well played indeed. Hype train is active. Yes, Kiwis Can Fly is the hype train conductor, which means we're probably going to a wonderfully named station in New Zealand. I will leave it to Yes, Kiwis Can Fly to decide which station that is going to be. Actually, we'll cancel that because I can easily mine from on this side. But will I won't be close enough to build the walls, though. So how about I take care of that now? Where are we going? Yes, Kiwis Can Fly. Also, thank you very much, Kyle, Ravenborn, and Windy Forsun, and Webster for that. Cheers. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Yeah, Kapoi is at least 6 years old now. That was back in Mount Your Friends days with Flying Staplers. I occasionally check up how Flying Staplers is doing. She doesn't really make much content anymore. It was more of a thing that she was doing while she was at uni. But it's lovely to kind of check in every now and then and see how my friends are doing. Every now and then I find out how things are going with Dapper Jester. That's a blast from the past as well. Thank you so much, Binary Callie, with the 5 gift subs there. Diolch yn fawr iawn. And Maney with 100 bits. Thank you, everyone. Right, it's going to take a little time to get all of this done, but we will. At least we're going to do that. But I do actually need these. Oh, my lord. No! No! Actually, no, I do want that one pulled down as quickly as you can. Most of it, no. Alright. Well, let's speed things up. We were running on low speed for a little bit while I was explaining taming volcanoes. But with the vacuum of space, we've got a little bit of an area down here which the steam will congregate in before it drifts off into space and leaves. So I could use it, the bottom area, to cool my devices. The steam, depending on what temperature it comes out as, could be used to cool my robo-miners and things like that. I think that might be a really good way to go. I know Lost Nafkins used to greet everyone in chat, though mind you, they'd have a bit of a harder job at this point, but still, it was darling that they did it. I looked up the Kapoi, and the Urban Dictionary has an amusing entry. A Kapoi is an expression of the highest tier of dapperness, originally quoted from Flying Staplers, in which the god placed it upon the chat and became an emoticon in Aavak's chat. The god? What? It is often now a staple in Aavak's chat. I mean, it is a staple. The god? What is this? Craziness is what it is. Right, so how are we going to do the logic? I'm thinking that I'm going to want a switch, okay? A humble switch with which to send a signal. All right, so I need the switch signal to take precedence. And that if this is sending a... Well, yeah. It's a simple OR gate. I don't have to worry because the precedence will be if this is told to close, it's going to be a red signal, and I only need one green signal to activate it. So actually, it's not going to be complicated at all. So we want a simple OR gate. This simple OR gate can live right about here. Actually, let's rotate it like so, and we will have. What am I making out? I'm making out that copper. Good. I am going to assume that sometimes I'm actually going to move this down because I don't know if like the wire doesn't get destroyed when it gets struck by a meteorite, but I can't assume that the circuitry won't be as well. So let's just not conductive wire, I want automated wire. There we are. Let's just assume that it might actually break. So we'll do this. Then I want a simple switch. Because it matters to me, I'm going to go like that. And then up here and across. Like so. That should work. And then a single signal switch right there. That should do everything I need. If I want to launch a rocket, I can override the doors being closed. Why I would do that, though, I don't think I would want to launch the rocket while there was an impact event going on. But let's just say I did. This is how I would do it. It might be better to make it... Ooh. Can I... Destination missing Atmos suits. Can I use... Ooh. Auto inputs launch rocket. Auto outputs rocket checklist. Sends a green signal when its rocket launch checklist is complete. Otherwise, sends a red signal. Oh. So I can, that's the output, that's the input. I could actually control the rocket launch based on these things. This sounds amazing. Thank you so much, by the way, for the Hype Train support. Diolch yn fawr iawn to everyone in chat. Please put plenty of love in chat. The dabblings are stupidly generous. Thank you so much. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Now, I'm thinking, I believe that the space SS Beauty L, I like it. If I were to switch this over, sends an automation signal when the selected object is detected. Now, I'm fairly certain that this can detect a rocket even if it's underground. Is that correct, chat? Even if it hasn't got any sight on the sky, it can detect an incoming rocket. Because if that is the case, I could build one of these over here and set it to watch the rocket, and then it would have the override signal here. So even if there's a meteor, there's an impact event happening, if this detects that a rocket is incoming, it'll open the blast doors. And I'll just have to weather the damage that might happen. I don't know if it needs sight. We can always try it. There's... Crunkspleen, this is a base. This is the base game base, but I'm using the big merger update, which has merged some of the interactions and some of the quality of life and that sort of stuff with the Spaced Out DLC. So it's basically Spaced Out DLC wearing the skin of base game. If you want, it peeled the face off the base game and stretched it out and is wearing it like a mask. Stapled it to its forehead and along its jawline, and just in front of the ears. It looks a little bit stretchy around the cheeks, but we're not commenting on it because who's gonna tell someone who's wearing someone else's face that they look wrong? And on that grim note, look at how Manu is sparkly and happy. Ah, good times. But I think if someone could check on the Oni wiki about the space scanner and let me know if it is capable of detecting incoming ships, even if it can't see the sky, that would be amazing. That would absolutely be amazing. I rely on you, chat. Also, hello, Aavak and chat. Glad I didn't miss everything. Turns out, I don't have enough service to watch Twitch. Seems streams at my folks' place, out in the sticks. That does happen. But at this point, we're now in a decent enough position that we no longer have to worry about anything, you know, crash landing here. Once all of that is wired up, we won't have to worry about it at all, actually. Very much like to have another gantry on this side. We will have probably the power will be internal, which will necessitate me bringing the... I'm going to have to take the trunk line over here. A little bit of a potch, I'm going to be honest. Oh, that actually does not need to be there anymore. This was so I could bring power in from the solar array. Don't need that. There we go. Let's just strip all of that back up. The green automation signal will persist through the entirety of a meteor shower, or until the rocket has fully landed, even if the space scanner loses line of sight to the sky. But does it need line of sight first? It also says you can also build the scanner completely underground so that it never has sky access. It will be sending a green signal only during the meteor shower. Okay, so I am going to need it to be able to see the sky then. Alright, duly noted. So one of these needs to be watching the rockets. That's a pain. I guess we could... I mean, for the cost of... I think these are like... for 1,000 steel, I could test it. I do have space for 2 scanners, but each scanner would be kind of less useful. Right now, the scanners have an area that sees the whole sky. Each one of these has a full scanning quality, which gives me, with just 2 scanners, enough scan potential to completely control the doors. Unless what you were saying was that I could have a second scanner in here that's attached to the shuttle because it doesn't need full view. I mean, I could do that. But it will somewhat obscure this. I think you can't have another scanner too close to this. If you have too much heavy machinery... Oh, there we go. It's all been hooked up. If you have too much heavy machinery close by, it starts to mess with it a little bit, unfortunately. I kind of feel that this needs to be down here, though. No, this will be as tall as it needs to be, and I'll just use ladders on this side to afford access. The Roombas go marching to 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. Well, actually, it's 3 by 1, I suppose. Let me reformulate that. The Roombas go marching 1 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. They're off to meet their destiny, hurrah, hurrah. So steel, yeah, we're gonna need a lot more steel, which means we need a lot more lime. Which means I need a poke shell farm. Realistically, that's basically what we need. I've got eggshells, you know, a decent amount of eggshells. Actually, can I bring that up? Let's see, autosave is done. Eggs, where are you, eggs? Got 3,803 tons of sand. Impressive. Eggshell. Yeah, we've got no eggshells. We are converting that into steel as fast as we're getting it. Could I fit a scanner in I could fit a scanner in there, but it would have awful quality. See, they have a V-shaped scan. If I put one down there, the V would go this far, and then it would be blocked. This far, and then it would be blocked. So a scanner down here would only see this much sky. Whereas this scanner is seeing like this much sky. And that's the important part. Where are you? I need steel. Please be steel. I have been betrayed. You know what, though? I've got an awful lot of skill points that I could give to people. I don't want to, though. I don't think we want to. However, I am going to need one of you to have a rocket suit training, but we'll give that to you eventually. Dat594 only needs to find the ship. Does it need full range? That's what I've been wondering. I don't know. But Chad did mention that if it did not get full sight, that the consequence of that might be that it doesn't open the doors in time. And obviously I kind of want to avoid that. That would be a lot of wasted steel. Each one of those doors costs me 500 steel to make. Rather expensive loss, I'm going to be honest with you. Could deconstruct this, though. Could deconstruct that. You know what? We're going to pull this room down for now. Food has decayed. Yeah. We've gone down from 13 million to 220,000 calories of noms. Yeah, some eggshell delivered. Nice. But skills? No, because the more skilled they are, the more they demand. It's like wages, you know? It's like, look, I can speak 17 languages. Yes, I want more pay. I don't want them to want more things. I don't pay them, but they expect a certain quality in their domicile based on the skills that they bring to the table. And I don't have the means to deal with grumpy dupes. No. How about some insulated tile? Because I've got a funny feeling this is going to get very hot. That is obviously perfectly insulated, so I don't need to do it there, but this part does need some insulation, I feel. The Valkyries will carry the valiant Roombas to their seats in Valhalla. Calvin, that is glorious. I love the idea of that. The heat will punch through. Oh. Well. Will the heat punch through or the steam? Oh, the heat is generated 1 to 4 tiles below the rocket? That is... okay. Well. That's less than ideal. I don't want steam to just be building up over here. That being said, the steam will lose temperature and rain down as water, which, you know, isn't necessarily the worst thing in the universe, but... okay, okay. Duly noted. Thank you very much for the heads up there. I could make a steam capture room, yes. In fact, to that end, I could pump the steam back into the rocket. Can I do that? Should I do that? Feels a bit cheaty. But at the same time, feels kind of the ultimate form of recycling. Yeah, I think we might do that. I think that's actually how we're going to do it. Does the rocket engine need to be sat on something? Can it be suspended? Or could I just build it there and then have a 4 tile gap underneath it? Because what we're designing here is 1, 2, 3, 4 would be down here. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna pop this down here then. At this point, I need to strip all of this away. Whomp. Oops. Whomp. I'm gonna be venting a lot of atmo over here, which is a problem for me. How about, before I do that, you know what? Since I've already exposed this area, we've got a couple of things we need to do. First thing is I do actually want to completely isolate this area 100% from the rest of it. Let's dig that up, build that across. Then we'll dig down into here. You think it can float? Okay. The other thing is we could... Ooh. How bling do we want to go right now, guys? How bling? Because it's a... Okay. Listen. I can, of course, capture the steam. This is yes. This is obvious yes. Capturing the steam, yes. However, what if I use diamond tile just below the rocket to capture the heat and not just the steam? The steam is going to be in this area and that'll help cool down the robo-miners and so on and so forth. But what if I had some petroleum in a loop running through the diamond tiles just below the rocket engine? So those diamond tiles would heat up from the exhaust, the heat from the rocket engine, and the petroleum loop could carry that heat into a room where I've just got water to make more steam. Because obviously, you know, recycling the steam, yeah, that's great, but I'm not going to get a perfect recycle. Especially if I'm using some of the steam to vent the heat from the room. This would effectively give me a way of freely building more more steam. I wouldn't need to run a thermoaccutuner. That being said, I could just run a thermoaccutuner. In fact, I could even have some steam generators above it to have the thermoaccutuner cool the steam generators whilst generating heat necessary to make more steam that then gets pumped into the rocket. Derp is trapped? What? Oh, yes. Yes, you're quite right. Derp is trapped. Derp is derp. Well done, derp. Yes. Derp, I require you to leave this place forthwith by going up here. Deconstructing that. And then this. These things need to be done. And oh, wait, Planeseeker, you are a digger. You're a digger. Yes. Very well, Planeseeker, you can take on this task. I'm now going to give you ultra high priority for this bit. Go. Planeseeker. You've got that helmet on. Planeseeker, please tell me you can do it. Skills. Hard digging. Yes. Super hard digging. Yes. Super duper hard digging. Planeseeker. Planeseeker. Why are you not doing it, Planeseeker? Oh, my lord. Fine. Okay. Planeseeker. There. Run away. You derp. That would have been so useful, though. You could have totally taken care of that. But instead, you decided to be there, annoying me. Yeah, it's easier to deconstruct one insulated tile, but I wanted them to do it the hard way. Because they had the skills to pay the bills. They just refused to pay the bills. They had the money in their hand. They didn't cash the check. Or rather, post the check. They cashed the skill check to have the skills to pay the bills. The means to pay the bills were there. They just refused to pay the bills and were ready to die on that hill. Poor Shinebug go. It's fine. Shinebug just wants to be next to other shiny things so that it can feel like it's got friends. Imagine how happy it's going to be the moment it can see the stars. The sky full of bright lights. It's going to have, I've got so many friends at last. It'll die trying to reach them, but it'll die happy. And really, is that so bad? It's winning at life. Yeah, it did a little bit self, yeah. Shh. I replaced it with the metaphor of the Shinebug and the stars and friends. Right. So given that, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll have a steel floor down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's good. Regular floor there. Regular floor over here, I guess. I am not sure. We are going to want this coming all the way down, though. And sadly, at this point, I do actually need to dig away this abyssalite. I've been trying not to, but it is time for this abyssalite to go. Same with this area as well. So this got a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. Not gonna lie. I would be happy in a Shinebug terrarium with actual Shinebug friends. Would it though? Actual Shinebug friends could betray it. Actual Shinebug friends could exclude it from their in-jokes. What if it makes one of the Shinebug friends unhappy and it's higher in the social hierarchy than it, and all of a sudden all of the other Shinebug friends are expected to completely ignore its existence? No, the stars are a safer option. The stars will never stab it in the back. Rockets are more complicated than you first expected. Who knew? I know, right? Okay, we've got a lot of things due to be deconstructed, but we do want to get the telescope rebuilt, but with gold amalgam. Right about here, I'm going to say. Actually, given that, cancel the deconstruct of more or less all of this. But that should still be deconstructed. And oxygen not included. Where you are forced to consider the intersocial relationships of shine bugs. Indeed, bunny henners. See, people think it's all about science. No. Okay, and we basically got no steel until we strip all that down. You're going to seal yourself off in there, aren't you? No? You're going to be Wow, you are sensible. First time for everything. Okay, so I feel I am hopelessly over-engineering this area, and I don't mind. Basically. We are going to need so much more steel, though. I'm going to probably have to start stripping it out of other areas. As much as that disappoints me, but... oh well. Unless... steel? No. I'll take another Slazy suit. Don't need it, but I'll take it. Stuff down here not being completed, though, which is a bit of a pain. However, we can now strip out this area down here, and I'm going to pop that on a 6. And all the way over here as well. There we go. That will allow us to build up the remaining parts of this design. What are you off to get? Oh, the steel. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Oh, shovels are starving. Shovels are starving? Really? That's honestly quite impressive. Still starving. There should be plenty of... hang on a second. Why is that not the case then? Well, I mean, if you don't walk over to the critter feeder, then you're not going to get any food. To be fair, I am loading this up with so much regolith, and they are just... yeah. They are gobbling this down so fast. Let's increase this then to 50 kilos of regolith at a time. That should correct the starving shovels. I mean, they're eating quite a lot of it, but I guess part of it was, I suppose, we were letting some of them die. They were getting just enough food to be willing to breed, but, you know, not so much that they live for a long time. Let's actually have a look at you, Shovel. How long do you live for? I have no idea. Sadly, I don't know how long they can survive for. Yeah, it's still in... They're eating it at 50 kilos at a time. Yeah, I think I probably set this to 10 kilos specifically to just feed them every now and then. Just enough to keep them being willing to procreate. But to keep them on the edge of not having enough calories to live to their full lifespan. Oh, we're not trying to sustain the pop in that regards, Hammer. We've got a functionally infinite amount of regolith. That's not a concern. It's just the speed at which they turn into meat is the problem. Like, I could just send a bunch of people in here just to murder a load of them, but I don't really want to. Down to 150,000 calories of food now. There we go. Dropping off a bunch of stuff. Got 25 tons of spare regolith down there. Actually, you know what? I've decided. I've decided you can have 100 kilos at a time. That'll start moving this a lot faster. They are still eating it all in one go. I don't even. Don't even. Where are you? Okay, you're idle in the base. That's fine. Being idle because you've got nothing to do is fine. Being idle because you can't do anything because you're stuck is not. Why are you picking up the mafic rock? That should be being auto-hauled. Did you need it for something? How weird. We can deconstruct this, deconstruct that. We don't need all of these all over the place. In fact, we pretty much don't need most of these now. But I'll have them be deconstructed at a stable speed. Okay, so this little area here, much larger than I really was expecting. I'm going to need to power the observatory, which requires 120 watts. It's fine. This wire is already powering. It's already got 960 load on it. That's absolutely fine. How much load is on this one? 1,440. That is perfectly acceptable. Let's hook that up. We can easily tack that on there. This one is powering a couple of things, but I am desperately going to need it. Now, what have I made the conductive wire is made of copper over there. That's fine then. So, at the very least, I can tack these onto this network, and that should be completely comfortable at managing it. Ah, really? I'm doing it on level 8 again. Why? I may as well be using priority 9 if I'm going to do everything at level 8. Kirilis, hello, mate. How are you doing? Oh my god, there are actual rumbas. My day is made, yeah. This whole area, like the cleanup from meteorites is completely automated. We mine it, we collect it, it's all good. The only part that I need to do manually is the stuff that ends up on top of here, but that's fine. That's a small price to pay. They're snoozing. We've also got the Rumbas named. You can name your Rumbas. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I believe that was Belial's suggestion. Which, oh, was it? No, I actually did it, but Belial was the person who got the reference. Then over here we've got Dot, Bob, and Enzo. And again, I imagine Belial got the reference, but I don't know if he was the only one. Yeah, Doc Diving Dog Mum. Indeed, Nirius guy. Indeed. Right, well, let's... Ah, good, they are actually taking it down. Okay, good, good, good. That does have reduced visibility for some reason. Oh, does it need to be one across in this direction? I built this area to be able to support it fully. You know what? I'm actually going to go onto the Oni wiki. Because I no longer have the mod that shows me the area that it looks at. It doesn't show it. 4x6 tiles. No, that's just the dimension of the object itself. No, sadly, I don't have info on it. But I think I needed to shunt it across by 1. Oh, well. I don't need to actually analyze anything, so it doesn't matter if it's got full... In fact, you know what? It straight up doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter, and the reason why it doesn't matter is because I've already seen everything. So I could happily build it down here. The only reason I need it built is so that I can actually see the star map at all. Huh. Didn't consider that. Did not consider that at all. But I could build it down here if I wanted to. I just need to find a hook into an O2 pipe. Couldn't build it there because of the transit tube, but... how about I do build it up here? But it didn't even occur to me that I just straight up don't need to deal with that anymore. Let's deconstruct you. And deconstruct the rest over here. I'll wait for them to all be broken down and then I'll sweep through, pop the telescope right there. Anyone else have a desire to swim in a pool of money? Depends on how much they like their bones, I suppose. Actually, it's not DuckTales, though I appreciate why you would think so. No. It's an old film reference. It's a lot more grim than DuckTales. Significantly more grim. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were automated assistant robots on one of the last... Well, effectively, the film is called Silent Running, and the robots were the last companions. Basically, Earth had been industrialized to the point that you know, plants just no longer lived there, and so they had these kind of nursery ships out in orbit, and they had verdant forests and things like that, but they were going to get decommissioned because the companies figured, there's just no point. It's fine, we've got synthetic food that is... We don't need these anymore. But one of the guys who was on there really cared about this. And so the other workers, sadly, they didn't make it back. And because when the order came through, he took matters into his own hands to protect the trees and everything else. And Huey, Dewey, and Louie were the 3 kind of autonomous droids that were there, and he programmed them to have more autonomy, more personality, because he was kind of going space crazy. Yeah, so it's an amazing film, well worth the watch.